Top story. Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the deadly truck attack in the French city of Nice. That is new, and it's according to reports in the terror group's own media. Well, for more.
Ça tire, ça tire, gros, ça tire, recule, gros, ça tire.
Il vient de comprendre. Un peu plus loin, devant lui, des hommes tirent à l'arme automatique.
That the female shooter in the San Bernardino massacre, Tashfeen Malik, pledged allegiance to ISIL leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in a Facebook post. The sources said the post appeared just before the attack.
After the attack last night at the Ariana Grande concert at this huge concert hall, as the concert came to a close, explosion went off, suicide bomber was found. They've already made one arrest. I want to now bring in, by the way, ISIS has just taken responsibility for the attack. They say one of their members was the one who perpetrated this horrific crime, killing, we understand, sadly, children. Let's bring in now.
ISIS stands for the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. It is also known as ISIL, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. To understand ISIS today, we first have to look at how it formed and how it gained power. Abu Musab al-Zarqawi declared allegiance to Osama bin Laden in 2004 and created Al-Qaeda in Iraq, or AQI. AQI began to receive backlash from local Sunni tribesmen, so they rebranded themselves as ISI, Islamic State in Iraq. In May 2013, ISI merged with an Al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria to form the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria that we know today. In January 2014, ISIS captured the Syrian city of Raqqa, which became its de facto headquarters. However, in January 2014, Al-Qaeda cut ties with ISIS because of frustration with their expansion into Syria and their use of extreme methods. In August 2014, President Obama began to authorize airstrikes against ISIS, and later in 2014, 2 American journalists were executed by ISIS, sparking anger in the United States. One commonly misunderstood factor of ISIS is its name. Some call the group Daesh, an acronym for the Arabic name, but the group does not like this name as it is somewhat derogatory. The United States and many other countries call the group ISIL or ISIS, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. The group itself adopted the name Islamic State in 2014 when it declared itself as a caliphate, but no government has accepted this title. The group itself believes it is the Islamic State, and their mission originally was to establish Islam as a supreme form of government globally. Here they are seen policing the streets of Raqqa.
لما تيجي تفتح الغاز ما تلقى شيء، حطها في كبزة هكذا يطلع مي. ما تجيب منها انت. ايوه. عرفتهم ولا؟ يعبي لك نصها مي، بعدين الباقي يحطها غاز. نحن مكفول، احنا كله مكفول. مكفول عندك. الله يجيبوا غاز مكفول.
A large part of the Hizbah's role is also assuring that the shops and stalls throughout the city are trading fairly.
They continued to expand their land control in 2014, but in September, the United States and Arab allies began more airstrikes in Syria. ISIS has always called for foreigners to join them by carrying out individual acts of terrorism, but in the last 2 years, ISIS has been losing land, becoming more and more contained by the local government forces
in Syria, and we don't have ground forces there in sufficient numbers to simply march into al-Raqqa in Syria and clean the whole place out. And as a consequence, we've always understood that our goal has to be militarily constraining ISIL's capabilities, cutting off their supply lines, cutting off their financing.
But ISIS is gaining strength, aren't they?
Well, no, I don't think they're gaining strength. What is true is that from the start, our goal has been first to contain, and we have contained them. They have not gained ground in Iraq, and in Syria, they'll come in, they'll leave, But you don't see this systematic march by ISIL across the terrain.
Today, ISIS has become more like a terrorist group, as its goals of becoming an actual state have not been successful. Even now, ISIS continues to perform acts of terror around the world, such as in Manchester only a few days ago. Many people around the world may be afraid of ISIS and its seemingly increasing global power, but only by understanding it can we work towards defeating it.